Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are going to witness. Business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve, Ramona, and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast. Steve, Ramona.
Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. I am super fired up today. I know you guys all say, you always say that, but no, I've been talking to my guest today. And as you know, I love the military vets and what they can do for the world and for us and all that. We've got a great guy today, just great guy. But we dedicate this podcast for guests like today to show you how a servant's heart can make a difference in your business and your life and what impact and difference you can make in people's lives. I hope you want to try to do that as much as you can. I do it every day, and it's completely changed my life. I hope you move forward with that. We're also going to bring guests on that are going to motivate you, inspire you, educate you on the servant's heart. What success can you have? What results? What stories? And here's your homework today. How are you going to serve yourself today and others today? How are you going to serve today? And what impact that's going to create? Don't wait till tomorrow. Let's start today. I want to thank my sponsor, Pantheon. Imagine being part of a world-changing platform of very successful business owners, entrepreneurs who are going to help you grow your business, but actually help you grow the world as well. For more information, you can go to the show notes, and there'll be a link there to check all that out, or you can reach out to me. With that being said, I'm going to welcome my guest. Marc, welcome to the show.
Steve, it's a real honor to be on the show. Appreciate the opportunity to tell our story, my company's story, my family's story. So it's a real honor to be here.
Well, you're a Green Beret. Thank you for your service. And, you know, people say, well, why do you say that? I said, you can never say it enough because of what you've done. But I think of Green Beret, I think of Clint Eastwood and some of the movies he's been in, and that's so civilian of me. But talk about your experience with the Green Berets and how it's changed you.
Oh, no, absolutely. So I actually just retired 2 weeks ago, hence I'm starting to grow my freedom beard. So I served 23 years total service in the Army, with 16 of them being a Green Beret. For those that don't know what that is a Army Special Forces soldier. I had the honor in serving in both 7th Special Forces Group and 10th Special Forces Group, which I retired out of, 2 great organizations. Total, I've had 10 deployments around the world, 9 of them as a Green Beret. I obviously did Afghanistan, Iraq. I've also deployed to Central and South America, and to also in Eastern Europe most of the times. I've had the most blessed career. As I talked about in my retirement speech, especially as an NCO, I've done almost everything you can as a Special Forces soldier. I've led indigenous Afghan forces in the combat. I've worked out of embassies, and then pretty much everything in between. But the real thing that has changed me, or I wouldn't say changed, I would say has uplifted me, is the people I serve with. I got to serve with America's greatest. The men and women, especially the Green Berets that I have served with. You want to talk about intelligent, tenacious, and I've been blessed to have guys that I truly call my brothers. I can call them right now and say, hey, I need help. And they would do everything they could for me, and me as for them. And so the relationships I've built, the leaders that I've had really great leaders that have influenced me to when I became a leader in SF. So I have been privileged to really have worked with America's greatest.
And that's powerful, because talk about mentors. Can't find better mentors than that.
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. And with that said, even when I'm because I know we'll talk about it, but I've owned my company for 8 years, but it's been a half company, a side company, because I've been operational and deploying and training and all that good stuff. as I pivoted to retirement, I'm doing this entrepreneur thing full time, and man, the encouragement I've had from my brothers has been really great. And that's not always the case because I will say one thing, we are judgmental towards each other. So, which is a good thing. It keeps it keeps your individual standards high. But they have been really encouraging. They've offered to help. They're my instructors, all that other stuff. So, and when I'm messing up, they'll tell me straight to my face, which is always a good thing.
That's why I love military people. I'd hire them all day, all night, because we aren't looking for yes men, yes women.
No,
we're looking for transparency and honesty and authenticity from our network. And whether it's the military, whether you build your network as a business or your church or community, it's so important. You can't do it alone. You couldn't do this alone, this project we'll get into. But you shared a sweet comes to my mind, but it's probably the wrong word. Incredible story about your daughter. And 23 years at the point, you've been everywhere. Tell us about that and your daughter.
So my oldest daughter, Madison, who is 14 years old. So she has 9 deployments under her belt, meaning I've deployed 9 times while she's been alive, to include her birth. So I missed her birth. I was in Afghanistan. And it wasn't having to do with the Army saying, no, you can't go home. I was in Uruzgan province in Afghanistan, and I'd shaved my beard. I was ready to go home in late November. She wasn't supposed to be born until the day after Christmas anyway. So where we were, for the Blackhawks to come in, they had to be escorted by Apaches because it was a pretty dangerous area. Well, I had all my bags packed, ready to go. Here comes my ride. Well, another team got into a firefight, so those Apaches had to go and support them. So I had to wait. Then the next week, no big deal. No big deal. I'll get there. She's not supposed to be born for another month anyway. Well, we're out in the common area, kind of hanging out, and my medic comes to me and is like, "Hey, Mark, your wife is trying to get a hold of you." So I run to our operations center. I call her number. My father-in-law, who's also a retired Green Beret, goes, "Hey, we have a beautiful baby girl." Yes.
Oh my God.
And so, of course, the whole team's around me. I'm crying. Hey, we have a baby girl. And then, we celebrated like SF guys do. We had the bonfire. We were in Afghanistan, so we get the AK-47 shooting them, and it was a crazy story. I have a video somewhere that will never be released. But so finally, I get home probably 5 days later after she was born. The story I was telling you, as I retired a couple weeks ago, I still have the flag that was flying over our Firebase Cobra, and it was so great. I presented that flag to her on the day of my retirement. So I've held it for 15 years, and I got to present that to her, and I was like, "Hey, is this a cool gift?" She goes, "This is the best gift ever." So,
God. Oh my
God.
God.
From a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
And it was such a great story. It was a core memory that I'll have, and I hope it's a core memory she'll have as well.
Well, and it's generations and generations as it gets passed on.
Yeah,
she passed it on to her kids, and you told me that story before, but now it's really hitting me. I gotta gather myself, because military, tough, hard, BA type of guys, but here we are telling the story of you crying in base and being very emotional, which I love to hear, because I know you guys are.
Steve, I cry at every Disney movie, man. It's I got 2 daughters and a son. Every Disney movie, my daughters are like, "Hey, Mark, Dad, are you crying again?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
No, good. What's interesting is all this has led to this 8-year business that you're launching, this range and different things. Talk about why you're starting this range and this training center and the goal of it.
No, so as we said, I've been in business for 8 years. We'll call it business like this, or 8 years. And I got into it because my team time was up. I was coming to work staff job, behind the computer. I was like, well, I know I'm going to go back to a team. So I started this company really as selfishly to keep my skills up. So when I go back to a team, I'm not way down here in a skill level. But what we found is that my teaching style, and then when I brought other guys on, our teaching style, the way we're able to connect with our clients, was really impactful. And so my why of the company externally has changed over the last 8 years. We've been able to really have great impact and empower people to be able to walk around without fear. 70% of clients over the last 8 years have been women, and the other 30% are those men that are really take this protector role very, very seriously. And so with the feedback that we continue to get from our clients, talking with my my number one counselor, my wife, and a lot of prayer, we're like, hey, I think we can do this for real. So just like a Green Beret would do, we jumped in both feet. We bought 160 acres last August, self-funding the whole project, and our goal is to build the most premier training facility in the state of Colorado. And it's been tough. The last 7 months has been extremely hard, but we finally have our grand opening date, June 21st. Really excited about that. And as I mentioned, my external why has changed. We're not a defensive shooting company. We're an empowerment company that uses defensive shooting as the vehicle to empower people. We had a class this past Saturday. What was really great is the type of people that come. We had I think a 22-year-old son and his mom and dad, and then in another group we had a 72-year-old woman, and then there's like a financial advisor that's 40 years old, and they all do the same thing, in the same training standards and everything. And so I take that to not what we're training, but how we're training, how we're connecting with people. How I've had a brand new shooter that's never touched a firearm in his or her life, and somebody that grew up with firearms, and we're able to get everybody to the same standard, but teach individually how they need to be taught. And I think that's our superpower with our instructors. Like we're in groups, small groups, but we train individually to that person, meet them at their level. So that is how my why has kind of changed over the last 8 years. So now we've built a good foundation. Now we're with our grand opening, we're planting our flag. Here we are. And we're hoping to make an impact in our community. That's the point of it, making an impact in our community.
And unfortunately, the world's this way when we need this. 20, 30 years ago, maybe not. I don't know. I can't think back that far. I'm too old to, but there's no doubt you make it because stuff's happening all the time. And you watch the news, which I don't, and there's somebody being shot or attacked or whatever in this world. And I love, and it sounds like the training is as a civilian. You're not taking Steve Ramona, I'm going to turn you into a Green Beret, because I don't want to be a Green Beret. Yeah. Talk about that, because I think that's important.
Well, here's what I will say is, and I talk about this in my class. Do you know why the Special Operations Forces are the best in the world? The Green Berets and Navy SEALs, PJs, CCTs, Rangers. Do we do some cool guy stuff? Yes, we do. It's really fun. But the reason they're so good is they're masters of the basics. We're really, really good at the basics, and that's what we train. We train the basics because honestly, you can't do any advanced stuff until the basics are mastered. We're not training anybody. We're not teaching you special forces techniques for the pistol because they don't exist. Good fundamentals exist, and we're just able to connect with people and get them to where they have a good foundation of the basics. Then, throughout the year, we have multiple events, women's only events, men's only events, competitions and stuff like that, where you can come and still work on those basics. Because, Steve, you come to a course, you're going to love the course, you're going to be excited about the course, but you probably don't think about it like I did. Right? Like I think about it all.
Absolutely.
Not just because I own a shooting company, but because, the way I've been brought up in my career. So we make sure we have events, low-cost events, where you can come and keep up on your skills. And we call it the I-68 family on purpose, bring the I-68 family together. I'll give you an example. We have our Valkyries event, I-68 Valkyries event. So that's our women's only shooting event. I rent out a complete indoor range for the ladies. They shoot for about an hour, hour and a half, and then we have a big social. I usually buy an overly expensive charcuterie board, and they just enjoy the camaraderie and the fellowship. We're doing a women's only competition on June 21st. And it's not even about the winning. And my wife's told me about this. She goes, it's about everybody's cheering each other on. It's, the camaraderie they build. It's such a great event. And so that is kind of our policy, I guess, is lack of a better term, our influence of, hey, this is what we're building. We're building a community that is stronger together.
Competition's team building. Military proves that day. Why they do boot camp, why you do the crazy crap that you do. It's not to beat you, also to qualify people too who can do these special things. But we can't take competition away, and we're kind of doing that in this world. Competition's good. It's how you handle it after. I lose, you win. You don't come and go, Steve, too bad. You come and hey, next time, what can I do to help you? That's where I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's interesting. I'm in Northern California. We have the Golden State Valkyries WNBA team.
Okay,
you just mentioned that. I didn't know it came from the Green Berets. Is that where it came from?
No. My 14-year-old daughter is all into the Thor and the Vikings and all of that stuff. And I was like, hey, I need something that excuse my language. I was like, I need something to describe these badass women. And she goes, Valkyries, Dad. I said, okay. Yep. And so, the women warriors. And then for the guys, we call them the Ares, the god of war. I pulled that one out because that was one of my call signs. Yeah, that was my call sign. One of my call signs as an SF guy. So I did steal that one.
I'm getting excited. Sign up and reserve my Learjet. Come out because I will definitely be coming out because I've always wanted to learn how to shoot guns, and you just make it so inviting.
Oh, good.
Military, tough. 23 years, missed daughter's birth. Things happen, but it's your job. Talk about faith. And how, because doing business with a servant's heart service is talked about in the Bible all over.
Yeah.
How's faith helped you get through all this?
Oh man. Is Jesus and my wife has got me through the darkest of the dark. The deployment I was talking about with that we missed my daughters. We actually lost 2 teammates. That was a very, very hard deployment. We lost 2 teammates. We had a lot injured. And it was a very rough deployment. But a lot of prayer, and my wife being there by my side even when I was weak, she was there being strong. I know she's cried a lot in private, but she has been like, we've been married for 18 years, 19 years this year. We met in college. And when she met me, she goes, what do you want to do? I said, I want to jump out of planes in foreign countries. I want to be a Green Beret. And she goes, let's do it. And so she is just, without her, I wouldn't be successful, had a successful career. And I'll even tell you this. I've always been a faithful man, but I'm human, faith it's a sine curve, right? I'm at here and then it comes down and then I come back up. And I'll tell you where I've really seen Jesus walking beside me is through this entrepreneur piece. I'll kind of give you a funny story. I got kicked in the teeth by my father-in-law, who's also a retired Green Beret, very faithful man. I was supposed to do an internship, and it was great. It was going to be great. I can make that would be my job. I have some income coming in, and then when I-68 builds, and I can flip-flop the jobs. Well, a week before I start the internship, they're like, "Hey, Mark, I'm sorry, we don't have a job for you." I went at the end of this internship. I said, well, okay. He's like, but if you come in, you can compete for that job if you do the internship. So I'm sitting there thinking, and they were in town. I said, hey, what should I do? And he sits down in front of me. He goes, well, Mark, through this whole property process, you have been talking about how you have felt, the Lord's presence and you're supposed to do this. And then he closes this door and you said you might do this internship. He goes, do you even have faith? I said, oh. That was the day I decided all in on I-68 Consulting Group. Never been kicked in the teeth so hard in my life. But it was such a great, that's what I needed to hear, that accountability. Like you say all this, but are you about it? And so I've been on my knees praying a lot through this process because especially with going through the permits process and the fees process to go with the land, I've been walking in the dark. And it's been very frustrating. But it's, every time I'm like, man, should I have done this? God sprinkles an opportunity here. God sprinkles, I meet Steve Ramona on a different thing, and now we're sitting right here. And honest, and I really look at it that way. Opens those doors and closes those doors. And so my faith has really gone through the roof over the last 7 months, through retirement, building this facility, bringing in more clients. And just every time I get down, God's like, nope, here, stay on this path, stay on this aspect. I'm like, okay. And I, as we were talking about another guy. I said on his podcast, I'm definitely stressed, but I'm not worried. God continues to provide, and I didn't always believe that. I said it out loud, but I didn't believe it. But he continues to do that, and now I'm getting more to where it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right.
We're fallible.
Yeah.
The faith is we're going to make mistakes, but how we recover from them is so huge. The other thing too is you're talking. I'm thinking, being a military guy, decision making. You're out in warfare. You don't have time to go, Steve, should we go there or there? Let's think about it. It's rapid. It's not done enough in business. So I love that you said that. I did my research, talked to your father-in-law, but you jumped into it and go, okay, he said this, Joe said this. Audience, that's a lesson. That's $1 million lesson, because decisions are stop signs. You go left, it's right. Left, it's the right decision. Right, it's the wrong decision. Kind of confusing. Or stop, and you just stay there. Either way, you're moving in action, which military is about, which is why I love you guys.
100%.
Make the decisions. Thank you for saying that.
Well, and especially, in combat arms units, special forces, infantry, all that stuff, they teach the leaders, even a wrong decision is better than a no decision. And we're taught that we should be able to make decisions on 60% information. And I use it a lot. A plan is nothing but something to deviate from, because plans never survived after that first shot. And so I've taken that lesson into this one. Has it made things a little harder for me sometimes in business? Oh yeah, yeah. But being resilient is a part of it too. I believe, like, our product, our service that we provide, whether it's the defensive shooting, or working on the situational awareness and management leadership, that service is some of the best in our area. I truly believe that. Me personally, what I have really worked on is becoming a better business owner. Hence why I'm on the Total Disruption show that we met on. I consume all the content I can, but also I run my business like I run my team. Like, I delegate down, hey, go do this. As we talked, all my instructors are Green Beret, so my employee pool is pretty great. Fire and forget guys. But like, I want to be able to take care of them. Like, eventually I want to pay them what they're worth. I talked about my external why. My internal why for the company is to take care of those guys getting out. Because we go from a high intensity, high adrenaline job, jumping out of planes for 20,000 feet, to what do I do with my hands? And as we talked about, operator syndrome is a real thing. PTSD is a real thing. I have it. And I've been blessed to have this company because it kept my mind engaged. When our minds aren't engaged, we can spiral very quickly. So, guys getting out, hey, you can come work with I-68, team room atmosphere. You're on the range, you're instructing people just like you've done all over the world. And then when you decide, hey, you want to go get that job? I 100% support you. Or do you want to stay with us and help us build a better company? You're already here. So that is kind of it is my internal why for the company.
You keep bringing it around back to team. Take care of your team. Your wife's your team. These Green Berets that work with you, not for you, work with you. And a quick story, I had a podcast guest, military, that told the audience, if they remember, a few months ago, that he remembered a general stood him in front of the lieutenants, I think they are, whatever that, his next group. Yep. And he told them, I made a mistake. I could have killed 1,000 of these soldiers on a decision I made. So decision making on top of humbleness, I'm getting chills right now when I heard it. Being a civilian, like, he just admitted he could have killed, it didn't happen, but hey, and told it's not inferiors, but the lower level people, I made a mistake. We all need to do that, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the biggest thing, is when you first get to your special forces team, you just donned your Green Beret, you have your special forces tab. When you get to your team, you shut your mouth and you open your ears. And that is and if you take that through your whole career, especially as you promote, when I became a team sergeant, it was kind of weird because I was a 7th group guy, just promoted to master sergeant. I'm going to a new special forces group, 10th group. Like, I don't know anybody. I'm sure they call some 7th group guys, ask about my reputation. I went into the team room, even though I was the boss of my team. I listened to the other team sergeants and I listened to my guys. I try, hey, here's my vision. Here's how we're going to do this. But if you're not reaching out, especially in a new space, to people that have done it before, in Mark's opinion, you're an idiot. Because there's always somebody out there that has done what you're doing. I'm not reinventing the wheel. We're just doing it in Colorado. And I've been blessed here in Colorado Springs to have such great business mentors. My spreadsheet that I have, I didn't build it myself. A friend of mine that owns another company helped me build it for business. And because I know what I'm good at, I also don't know what I'm not good at, or I'm going to figure it out one way or the other.
Yeah.
Right.
Reach out to people, your team, other people, me, whoever, vice versa.
Yeah.
We're coming to the end here real quick. I wasn't going to say on the show, but I see these tattoos on your right arm of feet.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
What's that symbolism?
Oh, these are my kids' actual feet when they were born.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's my oldest. That's my my middle child, and then that's my son. So she was born in Florida. She was born in North Carolina, Fort Bragg. She was born in Florida, and then my son, he was born here in Colorado. So those are actual feet that we got tattooed on there.
You're a blessed man. I tell you, you're incredible.
Funny you say that, Steve. I have a whole arm of tattoos on this arm. Everybody comments on this one.
Probably unique and different. I thought it was stepping into war, but I'm glad I asked. Now I'm glad I asked.
And you're right. I am a blessed man. I am a blessed man.
And you're blessing us. And let's end with a fun question. I always like to ask my guests. So I've got a reservation at a restaurant in Colorado, whatever restaurant, table of 4. You're sitting in one of the chairs. In those 3 empty chairs, who would you invite, whether they're dead or alive? And what food would you order for the table?
Okay. So the 3 chairs, my wife will be there. Is number 1. Let's see here. Colonel Aaron Banks. He is the father of Special Forces.
Wow.
Let's see here. Who else? Teddy Roosevelt, my favorite president. The 4th one. I would say Jesus, but that's cliche. But let me think of another one.
Well, he's spiritual, so he'll be floating above us. He'll be
I'll meet Jesus sooner or later. Let's see here. Who's, oh man. Oh man, you got me on that last one.
Such a good question.
And then I'll say my best friend Jared.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What a table. Teddy would have fun.
Oh, elk steaks, of course. I live in Colorado.
Elk steaks. Okay. Well, I might have to pull a chair up. I've never had elk. I got to try that.
Oh, man, delicious. And I know TR would love, because he was such a big hunter.
There you go. See, it fits in for everybody. That's
exactly.
Great. Marc, thank you so much again for being an incredible guest, transparent, teaching and educating, motivating, inspiring the audience. I know people listening are going, how can I reach out to Marc? So how can they find you?
Absolutely. So our website is I68consulting.com. And you can email me directly. It's Marc, M-A-R-C, at I68consulting.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, all that other stuff. So message us and let us know how we can serve you.
And I'll put that in the show notes, audience. You have access to there. You can reach out to me and get access to them. I just had somebody this morning reach out to me about a guest, and I love it. I want the interaction. Thanks again, Marc. And audience, here's the other thing. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, but here's why. You have a friend that's from the military, that's a vet. Maybe they're struggling. Maybe they're looking for help. Maybe they're even a Green Beret. Guess what? Take this link. When you subscribe, you get sent the link and share it with them going, hey, I just listened to Marc on this goofy guy's podcast, me. and let them listen for 10 minutes. And if they're inspired, they reach out to Marc and Marc helps them or joins them or whatever. Isn't that the best gift in the world? I believe podcast links are gifts where we can really make an impact and difference. So go ahead and subscribe. That's why I want you to do that. Me and Marc want to thank all of you for watching or listening to this podcast, and we'll see you all in the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.